You can actually hear it. He hitting out there pretty good. Hey, what's up? What's going on? What's up, Marquise? Can you hear me now, man? What's going on? Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Good evening. What's happening? Let me cut this light on over here. Can everybody hear me? What's up, Marquise? Good to see you. Shopping Spree with Leslie. How are you? Love to travel. How are you? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. As you guys coming in, please give it a big thumbs up, thumb the live up, share it out if you don't mind. Can you guys hear the music a little bit? Can you guys hear the music just a little bit or whatever? Let me know. Kind of help me with my audio, my my sound bite. Y'all, you guys let me know. Okay. I don't want to overpower the can you hear the music now? As a matter of fact, I was able to find some copyright free um, music to kind of play on here. But anyway, guys, thank you for coming on to this live once again. Thank you so much for joining me. I wanted to give big ups to a great weekend that we had. Being able to meet Trey and Nene on Saturday. It was awesome, awesome visit. We also got a chance to meet quite a few other content creators. Um, Also, well, we was there with hometown representatives, Coco and True TV. So we was delighted to be able to have uh, kick back with them as well. Um, and many, many more. Um, he said no. Yeah. I mean, can you hear? Can you back? Can you hear the music now? Because I don't want to overpower it. I just kind of slightly in there. If you guys can try to get it, let me make some adjustments right quick so you guys uh, can you guys hear it now? Hey, can you guys hear it? Hey, Janetta, can you hear the music? House of X, can you hear the music a little bit? It's more like kind of a subtle, slightly. Is it just enough? That's all I'm trying to do, just enough. Just enough. So, just enough. I don't need it to overpower it. Just kind of background. But anyway, guys. Oh yeah, she's in there. Um, Real quick. Okay. Okay, guys. I think like I said, we met, Critica. We seen Critica. We met with them. Awesome visit. Praying couple series. We met with them. Awesome visit. We got a chance to meet more Eves. Um, and several other content creators that was there. And no offense by calling missing names, but the most important thing is everybody know who was there. Again, who we all met. So it was awesome. It was awesome. So we made it back home safely, and I'm hoping everybody made it back home safely. Kind of was able to just kick back, relax. I came back home. We came back home, and I had to go straight to work on Monday, in which that's how it starts. Start back up another day. So it is what it is. Thank God for what it was, and hopefully we'll be able to do something like that again in the near future. So once again, guys, I appreciate you guys coming in. Welcome into this live. We want to do a little inspirational talking. It is kind of raining outside here. Here a little bit of thundering. Um, so it's definitely raining coming over this area. So, but well, like I said, welcome into the live, and I hope something that will be said tonight will and be some kind of inspiration to you as well as myself. And as you guys have seen it, man, I think what we got up here to talk about, man, I think it's very important. I think it's very important. I think you guys would love it. Make you I think you guys will love it. I think you guys will be very inspired by it. Because a lot of times we don't think about it. I know House of X is very inspirational about this as well. Um, but let's just jump right off into it. You guys see the top, the what I have across the screen there. But you also seen the heading of the video, the live before you came in. You know, it's and I'm gonna try to walk into it, discussing this. As I was contemplating before I even got on this live, I was beginning to just think and just kind of play back, things that we go through in life and so forth, and different things that we face and issues and problems and so forth. And I began to look at it. It's like being tried by a fire. You see what I'm saying? It's like going through a fire, but it's not a physical fire. It's life fire. I mean, when you are being tried by the fire, we're facing so many issues in life. We're facing financial problems, relationship problems, domestic issues, um, spiritual problems, and it's all surrounded around being tried by the fire. I know everybody that's in this live at some point in their life has been tried by the fire. At some point in your life, you've been tried by the fire. Rather it be losing a job, rather it be losing a loved one, rather it be losing, just something that was unexpected. You have been tried by the fire. And if you've been tried by the fire, give me a big thumbs up on this. I want you guys participating in this live. Let me know if you've ever been tried by the fire. But see, one thing about being tried by the fire, when going through the fire, you can't just stop and stand in the fire. You have to continue to keep pushing. You have to continue to keep pushing through the fire. We all go through our life struggles. We all go through our problems. We all have our marital problems, our job problems, our health issue problems. We all have trials and tribulations we go through in this life, which is we're being tried by the fire. What do we do about it? What do we do about it? Do we stop in the middle of a fire Would you stop in the middle of a fire? We shouldn't stop in the middle of a fire. Do like the things that we used to do when we were kids coming up. We used to see who could run through the little fire thing, that we build a fire, burning leaves or something. We'll see who can run through it the fastest, who can jump. The whole point of it being is when we are tried by the fire, if we stop in the middle of a fire, then we'll burn up. We'll burn up, we'll collapse. And we don't want to do that. So going through a fire, it's a purpose behind it. It's a purpose behind going through a fire. That's a purpose. The purpose can only serve its purpose when we make it through that fire. And as we continue to move through the fire. But if we stop in the middle of the fire, we will never be able to serve the purpose of going through the fire. That's just like if we going through a struggle at home, can't hardly pay your bills. The thing it is, we're going through that fire, but we're still pushing. We're still pushing. We're still pushing. We're still grinding. We're still grinding. If we're going through a relationship problem or marital problem, we're trying to work it out. But if we stop in the middle of it and just throw our hands up and just quit, then we'll burn up. We'll burn up. We can't stop in the middle of a fight. Everybody that's living on this earth at this present moment is at some point in their life being tried by the fire. Everybody. You may have an argument in your marriage or in your relationship or even on your job. That is a fire that you're going through. The point of it is, are you going to come through that fire? Are you going to come through that fire? And I'm going to address this with a relationship or marital problem. Meaning basically, if I'm arguing, or if we're arguing in the middle of a fire, the way I can get through that fire, somebody have to humble themselves. Somebody have to humble or be humble in order to get through this fire. But if nobody wants to be humble, if nobody humble themselves, you continually stand in the fire. And the more you stay in that fire, you're going to burn up. You're going to burn. And nobody wants anything that's burned. But see, that's just like gold. Gold is tried in the fire. Diamonds is pressed with pressure. So we got to understand, in that fire, we're dealing with pressure. We're dealing with pressure. We got a pressure point. The more and more we stay in that fire, it begins to get hotter and hotter, and that pressure gets intense. How do you handle your fire? How are you trying to handle your fire? How are you handling a situation that you're going through? Nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect the way they handle their situations. But we have to humble ourselves in order to get through the fire. No marriage is perfect. No relationship is perfect. No job is perfect. No home is perfect. No friendship is perfect. But we have to know how to get through the fire. We have to know how to be humble. What do you mean by being humble? At some point, someone has to be able to have a loving heart and be quiet. But keep your eyes open. Stay positive. Stay hopeful. Keep pushing to the other side. Like True said a few minutes ago, strength is on the other side. I don't know if any of you all play sports, but when you're in that weight room and you're being tried by the fire, you're lifting those weights. You're lifting those weights. They're putting you up under so much pressure. You're going through it. You're pushing those weights. They're running you after you finish all of that workout. And if you make it to the other side, it pays off. It pays off. But see what that fire does. If we allow it to help to use us, that fire helps to open us up in areas that we're weak. It opens you up to be more humble. It opens you up to help you to be more understanding. It opens you up to help you to be more wise, to make better decisions, to learn how to forgive, to learn how to love. A fire can teach us so much if we push to go through it. A fire pushes us to a point where we can come out as pure as gold. We can be stronger and better than we did before we went in it. A fire has its benefits to it. That's just like an example of when you are planting something in the yard. Anybody that love a nice green yard, you have to break that yard up. You have to plug holes in that yard. Meaning basically you have to go through something. You have to go through some pain. You have to plug those holes in there. But when you plug in those holes in the ground, as they call it, aeration, you're plugging those holes up and we are being opened up. So therefore, we are being taught with things that's going in the inside of us. Meaning on the yard, you're putting fertilizer, lime, seeds, whatever need be, it goes into those holes. And even water. When you're watering that yard, that water goes inside where it can penetrate. Meaning basically when those holes close up and that grass begin to grow up and you see the benefit of the yard. But it had to go through something to get to that point. It had to go through something to get to that point. If we go through a fire, it's either going to make us or break us. It's either going to make us or break us. That's the only thing it's going to do. So what are we going to do? Are we going to help allow it to make us better? Or are we going to buckle and allow it to break us? What will we do? My question was to y'all, man. Have y'all ever been through a fire? Have you ever been through a fire? Have you ever been through a fire that you can witness to that it made you a better person? Can you stand? Can you withstand the fire? But see, even when you're cooking, you can only leave something in the oven for so long, or it'll burn up, or it'll burn up. But you got to understand, while it's in there, it's cooking, it's baking, it's cooking all the way through. It's cooking all the way through. Whatever you're putting, whatever you're making in that oven, that heat is penetrating. And one thing about being in a fire, meaning in a heated situation, it causes the heat to build up in the inside of you. Meaning basically it causes tempers to flare. It causes words to be exchanged that you can't get back. It causes so much pain. But are we going to make it through the fire? Are we going to make it through the fire, or are we going to buckle? And there's somebody, that's even with health issues. If I know I got a situation going on with me, I know I'm being tried by the fire. Am I going to give up and give in and say, I can't do it? Or am I going to keep pushing to try to make it to the other side? Which one am I going to do? What sparked this conversation was today I ran into a young lady at Publix. And I spoke with her and I said, hey, how you doing? She said, I'm doing fine. She said, how you doing? I said, I'm doing fine. I said, everything going your way? And she said, you know, so. And I said, why you say that? At that point, it piqued my interest. Young girl, young Black girl, very athletic. And I said, why you say that, man? She said, well, today I just found out I have breast cancer. I'm talking about this happened today. And her eyes began to get real watery. Her eyes began to get real watery, and I could see the pain on her face and the fear in her eyes. I could see it. And as she began to tell me more in details about it, that her concern is that she know that she got to go through something to help with this situation. But she's just so afraid that she's going to have to face radiation treatment. And as I stood there, I continued to listen to her. I listened. And it just broke my heart to sit here and look this young lady in the eye, and you don't have words to even comfort her. And as she told me, she said, it's just so frustrating to hear my husband he's so optimistic. He's just optimistic about everything with this. And like I told her at that given point, being optimistic is easier said than done for the ones that's not going through it. The person that's not facing that constant thought in the back of your mind, Where is this going to end? Where is this going to bring me? Where is this carrying me? I just found out that I have breast cancer. Where is it going? And her whole thing was, she have a little girl. She have a little girl, and she's concerned. And she said her little girl knew she had come from the doctor. And her little girl asked herself, Mama, where you been? She said, I've been to the doctor. Why you have to go to the doctor? And she said, no reason, I just had to get a checkup. And the fear of her concern with this is just to even know her baby started crying, all because of her mom having to go to get a checkup, not knowing she had breast cancer, but knowing that she just had to have a checkup. And she don't know how to explain it to this young lady. And as she began to talk to me more and more in depth about this, I could see the pain all over her face. And I know there's things I could have related to her situation that I've seen people go through, but people don't want to hear that at that point, because at that point you might spark even more fear in that person's mind and heart, and they just don't know how to take it. They don't know how to take it. And at that very moment, I began to look at it as she was talking, and I told her, I said, I'll be praying for you. And she just began to say, I just hope I make it through it. And I kept telling her, I said, you're going to make it. And I know it sounds like I'm being optimistic, but I had to try to say something that would try to keep her from stumbling in the fire or staying in the fire. Because right now, she's going through it. She's going through it. And not only her, there's other people that's going through it. Even when we finished talking, and as she was walking off, I told her, I said, remember this. I said, you're very athletic. I said, remember this, you're very athletic. You look like you do whatever you need to do to get yourself fit like you are. I said, continue to keep that mentality. Keep pushing. For what the same thing that got you where you're at now, you keep that same drive to get you on to the next side. And she smiled. She smiled so big. She said, thank you. She said, I got to take that with me. I got to take that with me. So what I did was basically giving her back hope in what she do. What she do, keep doing it. Don't stumble or don't get caught standing in the fire. Because we all gonna go through a fire. We all going through a fire. And this is the way it's looking. Somebody is either going through a fire, getting ready to come out of a fire, or getting ready to go into one and just don't know it. That's just the way it is. That's life. As I visited my mom on last week, right before we took the trip to Atlanta, right before we took the trip to Atlanta, I went over and I sat with my mom and I talked with my mom, and I had made a video after I left there. But since then, I deleted it. But as I sat and I talked to my mom, and we were just talking, my mom had a series of health issues. She's been through massive heart attack, stroke, seizures, brain tumor, and she's a diabetic. And as I was talking to her on last week, she told me, I said, how's everything going? My dad had just left. She said, I'm fine. She said, I found out today that I found out yesterday, which was last week, I found out that they diagnosed me with MS. Of course, at that point, I just took a deep breath. I took a deep breath. You know, let me tell you something. When we spend too much time complaining about small issues, or complaining or have a problem with invalid issues, there's hundreds and hundreds of more people that's not complaining about their big problem. There's 100 more people that's not complaining about their big problem. And as my mom told me this, I sat back and I took a deep breath and I just looked at her. I said, Mom, I said, are you serious? I said, is it in a bad stage? She said, it's pretty much, it's a full-blown MS. And I couldn't do nothing but get quiet. I didn't have, and I had to try to change the subject. And I had to change the subject due to the fear that I had began to get. Like, I know people with MS. I know people that had it that's passed away. I mean, how do I deal with that? How do you deal with that? But I can't spend time worrying. I have to spend time praying. I can't get stuck in the fire. I can't get stuck sitting here worrying, and forgetting about praying. Because see, prayer is the only thing that's going to keep us moving through this fight. It's going to be the only thing keep us moving. And y'all better hear me. That's the only thing going to keep us moving. It's going to keep us moving. And even after that, I'm sitting up, guys, I mean, when I tell you that the devil is busy, things will then attack you in an indirect way. Things will then hit you in a way that you was unexpected. It was unexpected. things will hit you, come at you in a way that you did not expect it. When we're being tried by the fire, we're going to go through something. When I say when you are tried by the fire, we're going through something. And when you're in that fire, listen to what I'm saying. When you're in that fire, if you're holding on to God's unchanging hand and allowing yourself to be pulled through it, or whatever God you serve, listen to what I am saying. You have to have something to pull you through. You have to have something to pull you through. Because you can't pull through on your own. You can't pull through on your own. It's just no way. You have to pray, push, pray, push, pray, push, pray, push, pray, push. And I made this illustration once before. When you are making a mold, pottery, and they're making this with mud, and they're molding it. It looks really, really nice the way they mold it. But then you have to understand, in order for this to become solid, at that point then, it has to go through a certain amount of heat. It has to go through the pressure. It has to go through the fire. If you forget and leave that pottery in the fire, it's going to break. It's going to crumble up. It's going to fall apart. But if you know when to pull it out, but that pottery has to have somebody to pull it out. It has to have somebody to pull it out. Guys, we are the pottery. We are the mold. We are the mold. We got to go through the fire. But one thing about it is, when we get through to the other side, when we get through to the other side, we got a story to tell. We got a story to tell. And there's people as we roll through Atlanta. And I'm quite sure some of you guys can attest to the same thing throughout areas in the bigger cities. My children had the opportunity to see people that living under the bridge, living beside buildings, standing in the middle of the highway, asking for money. I'm not going to say begging, but asking, panhandling. They're in the fire, but they're not stopping. They may be living up under a bridge, or they may be living beside that building. But one thing about it, they get up every day, even if it's panhandling, or even if it's walking up to somebody asking them, can I get $1 or some change? They're still getting up, pushing to get through to the other side. They're still pushing through. Still going. And as my kids begin to look at that, they ask questions. Of course, they're kids. What are they doing? They're living up under the bridge. They're living like this. Yes. Unfortunately, life has dealt a lot of people hands of such. But even in those situations, that means you have to stop and burn. Do that mean you have to stop? Do that mean you have to stop and give up? And like I told them, even though they're on the street, that don't mean they have given up. So when I look at things as such, it makes you appreciate things a whole lot better and a whole lot more. So if you're facing an issue, tell yourself, I'm not going to burn. You tell yourself that. I'm not going to burn. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep pushing because I got to get to the other side. I have a life to live. I have things to accomplish. I have things to live for. And I will hope you guys do too. I will hope you will look at the same thing and be like, look, I got to keep pushing through this fire. This argument we just had, is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? The way I feel about you, am I wasting precious life on something that's not even worth it? Am I? The phone that I just picked up and called just to talk about somebody else or to start messing with somebody else, is that even worth it? Especially when you know you're already going through a fire. Is it worth it? I don't think it is. Is it worth it? When you choose to say, I'm going to start mess with somebody, or I'm going to or track mess down. I'm going to keep mess going. I'm going to be in somebody else's business. I got to find out about this. I got to find out about that. That has nothing to do with you. You're forgetting about yourself in the middle of your own fire. And while you're in somebody else's business or trying to make it difficult for somebody else, you are slowly burning in your own fire. And like they said, sometimes sweep around your own front door before you try to sweep around mine. Because see, if you can still look in the mirror and see imperfection in your life, in your home, in your situations, that lets you know you still got a fire. You got a fire you're dealing with. You're in the middle of a fire. So don't sit up wasting time trying to start a fire with somebody else that you know Somebody got to help me. And we all do it. We all have done it. We all have done it. We all have done it. We need to start taking time out. We need to stop wasting too much precious time. We're wasting too much precious time of life on nothing. We're wasting too much precious time on nothing. All because we're trying to stroke our own egos. All because we're trying to fulfill our own feelings. But we're forgetting that we're in the middle of a fire. You know how somebody get in an argument, knowing it's a heated situation, knowing you need to let the situation go, but yet you have this ego that won't let you let it go. It won't allow you to let it go because you feel I have to have the last word. I have to have the last word. And if I don't get the last word, I'm going to keep going until I do. And if I can't have the last word, I am going to spread it and I'm going to make it where the last word that I have affects you some sort of way, even from the outside. But yet, I'm forgetting about my own fire. I'm forgetting about my own fire. I'm in the midst of my own fire. I can assure you, the young lady that I talked to today, listen at me, y'all. I can assure you, whatever she had on her mind before she found out the situation that she found out she was in, I guarantee you all of that went out the window after she found out what she found out. Guarantee you all of it went out the window. It went out the window because she found herself immediately in a fire. She's seen herself. She sees herself in the middle of a fire. But so many of us will rather burn and keep mess going on the outside and forget about our own self, but rather burn and know I am burning. But I would rather burn to keep mess going with you or to be in your business and to try to make, man, instead of trying to pull through to the other side. Because see, one thing about it is that other side. One good thing about it is, let me tell y'all about that other side. When you get to that other side, you can look back. That favorite saying, you can look back and you can say, look where he's brought me from. He brought me from a mighty long ways. Look where he's brought me from. Y'all hear me? Look where he's brought me from. He brought me. He brought me when I couldn't even bring myself. When I was feeling like giving up in the middle of my fire, I was holding on. Listen at me now. He brought me. He kept me. He kept me. He kept holding on. He went, look. God ain't let us go. We let God go in the middle of the fire. Understand this. See yourself. Close your eyes and see yourself. You are running through a fire. You got your hands locked to the unchanging hands of God. He is pulling you through. You are running. You may fall, but he's still pulling you back up. You running again. You stumble. You try to pull through. He's still pulling you through. And then when you come out to the other side, your eyes open and you begin to wonder, how did I make it through? You begin to wonder, how did I make it? How did I make it through? How did I make it through? Some people have laid on that operating bed. Some people have laid on that operating table and closed their eyes as they went under sedation. And the only thing they knew is they drifted into a sleep, a deep sleep, while they were being opened up. Heart surgery, kidney transplant, cancer, anything. But when they awoke, the eyes open in the recovery room, they begin to look around. Hey, I made it. And the only thing you hear your loved ones, some of your loved ones. Hey, I'm right here. I'm right here. You all right? You okay? Y'all, that's what God is saying to us. He's looking at us. He's looking at us. When we open our eyes, once we open them eyes and we still breathing and see the light of day, the Lord has showed us, hey, I got you. I got you. You all right? I got you. I got you. I got you. Just keep pushing. I got you. Hold on. I got you. The Lord has got us. We can't give up. The fire is meant to break you if you allow it to break you. But it's also meant to make you stronger if you, to my next point, do you want to be a better person? Do you want to come out of your fire a better person? All because, listen to what I'm saying, all because you have money in the bank. All because you stay wherever you stay, you got everything going for you. You have all the accolades. You have whatever degree you got. All because you have fame, fortune. All because you have whatever you need does not mean you're not in a fire. It doesn't mean that. It does not mean that. You can allow yourself to understand this for a second. I can have all the money. I can have all the fortune, and it still means nothing if I don't have God. If you don't have peace, all of that means nothing. If you don't have that love, all the fame and fortune means nothing. And going through that fire also puts us in a position where we stop living a lie. It puts us in a position where we stop living a lie. We have lived a lie so long to the point we have lied to our own self, and we have become a character. We have become a character. We have literally become a character to the point we're living as something else. We're living as something else. How do you say that, or how do you know that? When we practice a certain behavior over and over and over again, it at that point characterizes us. It becomes our character. Our character then puts us in a position where we lose our true identity. Once we lose our true identity, we lose focus on our main issues. Our character can make us feel as if there's no problem, or I'm never a problem. I'm never a problem. Our character can make us feel this way. Our character. And everybody know what a character is. You have characters that play on the little cartoons. You have a little character here and there. But one thing about it, a character can be controlled. A character play according to the situation. A character plays according to the moment. That's the way the character plays. It moves accordingly. And it pushes us further and further away from our true identity, which then consistently holds us in the position of our fire that will continuously burn. Have you ever seen someone that, and I hate to use this because I don't know if someone has a loved one or even on this live that suffers with this. A person that begins to go through their troubles or their situations, and the first thing they turn to is alcohol or drugs. They're turning to that character. They're trying to get away from that fire that they choose not to go through by turning to that character, by turning to someone that they're normally are not. They're not the true person once they become intoxicated or once they become high. At that point, they have become a character. They see things differently. They may be nicer, or they just might be more hateful. it's all said and done, help me somebody, when it's all said and done, and when the high has basically come down, you came off that high and you have sobered up, and then you find yourself laying in a puddle of vomit where you possibly have thrown up, or you laid out somewhere where you're in uncharted territories, or when you've come down off your high, you found that you've done something that you normally do not do, then that lets you know even further that I have forgotten about my own fire. And I've gotten myself into a worse situation. So many things I say wraps around, can you withstand the fire? We can't run from it. You can't run from it. You can't run from it. You got to go through it. You got to go through it. Now, how long will my fire last, TJ? I don't have the answers. Neither does your friend, does your wife, does your husband, your boyfriend, girlfriend, job, money, alcohol, drugs. Neither one has the answer. You have to just keep pushing. And I encourage each one of you guys that's on this line, keep pushing. Don't give up. You know what? Let me tell y'all something. And I don't know if she's on here or not. Essence of Sonia. I think she is. Me and her spoke one night. It was a few weeks ago. We was online. Had a very deep conversation. And no one was on there but I think it was us. And she can tell you, she can attest to this. The conversation that we had on there was powerful. It was powerful. It was powerful. It wasn't nobody on that line but me and her. And we talked. It got so deep. It got so deep. Just talking about the Lord and just speaking. And I thought about something she said shortly after that. And I'm not going to get into detail. I'm not going to get into details. But you can never, ever look at a person and assume something about that person just by the way they look or by the way they talk. You never can. You can assume, but you may be wrong. You never know what a person is going through. You never know what a person is going through. You never know the pain that they're going through. All because a person may get on this live or get on the channel or get in person with you and laugh and talk with you, you don't know what they are going through internally, mentally. You don't know what kind of pain they're dealing with. You don't know. Emotionally, you don't know. You don't know what they they just come out of. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what they're in the middle of. You don't know. You don't know. And that's the reason why it is so very important to get an understanding. Get an understanding. I plead with you. Get an understanding of one another. Have an open mind. Have an open heart. If it wasn't for the Lord having a forgiving heart, if it wasn't for God, we'll just say this. Thank God that man ain't God. Thank God that your husband ain't God. Thank God that your wife is not God. Thank God that your friend is not God. Thank God that your job is not God. Thank God that your money is not God. Thank God that your son or your daughter or your grandchild is not God. Because the same people that you put your trust in, as in man, will be the same ones that hurt you. Why? Because the humans, human beings, they're human beings. They're going to make human errors and think the human way. Nobody is God. You ain't going to get the forgiveness from human beings that you will get from God. You ain't going to get that love that you get from God, from human beings. Mankind is not going to forgive you or try to understand you like God will. Nobody can do you like God can. Nobody can do you like God can. Nobody. I don't care what you say. I don't know. I don't care how you look at it. Nobody can do you like the Lord. I'm reminded of this. It's the famous, saying. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. It gives me chills every time I think about it. It gives me chills. When they cast into the fire, listen at me. They put Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fire. They put them in there to burn, kill them, put them in there. They wanted them to burn up. They wanted to kill them, burn up. But instead, they began to pray. They began to pray while they was in the fire. You understand me? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they was in the fire when they got thrown in the fire. They began to pray while they was going through the fire furnace. They looked in there, and the guards, I'm just paraphrasing, they looked in there and they seen a fourth person. They knew they put three people in that fire. Listen at us now. Look now. Let's relate that to ourselves. We are Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. But one thing about it, what we have to let somebody know, we still praying, we still pushing, because when they look, they gonna see I'm giving him hell. I'm giving her hell. I'm trying to keep mess going with her or him. So therefore, who is that other person that I see that that's showing up around them? Who is that other person that's over there that's keeping that smile on their face? Who is that other person that's with her that's keeping her uplifted? Who is that other person over there that's keeping her spirit going? When them guards look, they seen that fourth person in that fiery furnace. They couldn't understand it. Trying to figure it out, like, hold on. We put 3 people in there. We put 3 people. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. We put 3 people in there. Who is that next other person? But what they didn't know, that they were praying their way through. They were praying. They was calling on the Lord. They knew they trusted God. You got to pull us through this. Right now, we can't do it. You got to do it for us. Lord, come help us. Save us. That was the Lord, Jesus, standing right there with them. Standing right there with them. And brought them out. But if we get in our situation, and we don't call on nobody, we sit there. Look, that's our problem right there. It just hit me. You know what? I just thought about that. I don't know why I didn't think about that the whole time. We, in the middle of a fire, we spend all this time complaining about fire. It's hot. It's hot. I'm tired of this. I'm so sick and tired of this mess. I'm tired of you. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. You know what? Why is I gotta go through this? Why is I gotta do this? Why me? Why me? Why is this gotta be me? Why me? Why I gotta go through this? Why it gotta be me? Why am I doing it? Why God? Why is this happening to me? My question to you is, why not? Who are you? Why not? Why not you? Why not you? Why not you go through it? Your problem is the reason why you're not going through it because you're spending too much time whining. You're spending too much time complaining. That's the problem. You're spending too much time complaining about the issue, about the problem. Look, did you not recognize you're already in the fire? You're burning. Hello, you're burning. Are you going to just stand there or are you going to keep running? That reminds me of what Lee Williams said. He said, I'm running for my life, running because I want to see Christ. I've made up in my mind, I'm gonna run while I still got time. I'm gonna run. That's the way we got to do it. While we still got time, we got to run. Let's run through this thing, y'all. Let's run through this thing. Let's don't get caught up in all this other BS, man. If you got an issue, let's fix it. Let's humble yourself. Let's fix it. Because one of these old days, we all got to stand before God for that same issue. Y'all making me hot because ain't nobody believing or understanding what I'm saying. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Anybody understand what I'm saying? Do anybody relate to what I'm saying? Just tell me that. Can anybody help me with the situation? Can anybody? Is this helping somebody? Is it helping anybody? I don't know. I know it's helping me. That's the reason why I'm talking so long, because it's helping me at the same time. Is it, I mean, somebody help me out. Somebody tell me something. But I don't expect it to help most people, because a lot of us, we can't tell each other nothing. I don't care if Jesus came down and stood in front of you and you seen him lay his hands on you, you'll still sit there and call God a lie. Or you'll sit there and look at God as if he's not who he is. That's some of us. That's some of us. Y'all making me hot. Y'all making me hot. Y'all making me hot. Hey, is Vicky's World still in here? Is Vicky's World still in here? Vicky's World, is she still in here? I don't know. Um, no. That's fine. Guys, um, you know what, Miss Louisiana housewife, I was trying to dodge it, but I'm gonna tell you this, and this is in relations to um, this is in relations to the Bushes, and I'm actually being serious. This is in relation to the Bushes. You know, a lot of times when we would go live, you would actually be in the bushes, and you would be, kind of watching from afar, which is fine. One thing I want to encourage you on, Miss Louisiana housewife, and this goes even into life. This is even into life for you. At the point we have to understand, we have to come out of the bushes. A lot of time we miss our blessing because we're hid in the bushes, and our blessing bypass us because we're hid in the bushes. I encourage you on a daily life to continue to step out the bushes. Not just on this live, bushes of life. I encourage you, even when you're discouraged, I encourage you, continue to step further and further away from the bushes. The bushes are designed to block our view. I encourage you to continue to push yourself further and further away from the bushes. Because at that point, you can have a closer view at God. If I push myself away from what's trying to block me, meaning something in your life can be bushes. Help me, somebody. Something or someone in your life may be bushes, but you have to get yourself away from the bushes. Because, see, that can be hindering our vision, our blessing. Why? Because we're stuck behind the bushes. But if we're able to ever get from behind those bushes and begin to get in the presence of God, get in the open where God can really use us, you just don't know what God will do. You just don't know what God will do for you and for others. Don't limit God. We can't allow our situation to limit what God can do for us. God has no limit. God has no limit. So as you begin to deal with your situations, help me, somebody. As you begin to deal with your situations, Miss Louisiana housewife, you step from behind those bushes, just like the woman with the issue of blood. She said, if I could just touch the hem of his garment. But in order for her to touch the hem of his garment, she had to get through those people, get from behind the bushes and reach out, reach out. It may be a daily struggle. It may be a daily challenge, but continue to cut them hedges back, cut them down, walk around them, whatever necessary, but get closer to the opening. Put yourself in the open. When you're telling God, you say, Lord, I want you to see me. Here I am. Here I am. And then you can look at him. And this is one of the hymns you was talking about. When you begin to put yourself in his presence and you be in the opening, you then can look at him and you are free to him. And you tell him, you say, I'll go. I'll go. I'll go. Yes. I'll go. If the Lord wants somebody, here am I. Send me. I'll go. I may be burdened, yes, Lord, but I'll go. I may be burdened, yes, but I'll go. If the Lord wants somebody, here am I. Send me. I'll go. That's all you have to do is tell him. You have to tell him. You say, I may be lonely, because you have to go sometime by yourself. But I'll go. I may be lonely. Oh, but I'll go. If the Lord, if you want somebody, here am I. Send me, Lord, I'll go. That's all you have to do. That was to encourage you, Miss Louisiana housewife. That was to encourage you. And a lot of times when people are placed on your heart, man, you have to abide by it, man. And Miss Vicky, I, I spoke with I spoke out to you first. See you back. I seen you at the meet and greet, and I did not get a chance. Well, I held myself from coming over there talking to you because I didn't want to be in this mode. And it wasn't about being ashamed, but I tried to respect what people was in the middle of, what people was enjoying. And I know people had been doing their own little thing, but I stood on there. I stood outside when we were getting ready to go, and I saw you, Miss Vicky, as you were standing like on the other side of the road, but on the curb part, and you were just standing there. And I wanted to come over there so bad, but I fought against it. To be honest with you, I fought against it. You have a beautiful heart and spirit, and it shows. Not just because of what you done for us. Miss Vicky, I encourage you. I encourage you. Even though sometimes you may be easily frustrated, you may easily get frustrated. A lot of times, Miss Vicky, things will come against you just to hold you back from your breakthrough. A lot of times, God have things in store for us, already have it planned for us, have it set up for us. But things will come across our pathway. Things will come in our path to try to discourage us. Things, the devil knows when we have a quick temper or when we get frustrated easily. He knows this too. He know he know the right buttons to push. Miss Vicky, I encourage you. As those buttons are being pushed, continue to hold on to God. Don't let them or don't allow situations to take your eye off the road to your blessing. Don't allow that. Don't allow distractions, phone call, gossip to deter you away from your blessing, because it'll do it. It'll do it. It'll do it in a heartbeat. It'll do it in a clever way that you will find yourself caught up in a situation or a conversation that has nothing to do with you, but all because it's good and the conversation is good, then it becomes a spider web and it wraps you up in it. And now you don't want to let go of it. Or somebody may say something at the right moment that catch you at the right moment and pisses you off. And Miss Vicky, I know your spirit, it takes time for you to come back around once you get pissed off. It takes time. It takes time. You don't calm down easily. You don't calm down easily. But Miss Vicky, you have to understand, it's only a test. The more we fail the test, the more we're going to have to retake that test. The more we fail that test, the more we're going to have to retake that test. If we fail that grade, we set back in that grade. If we fail that grade, we set back in that grade. So we're going to be back in that grade over and over until we pass the test. We're going to be sitting in that same grade until we pass the test. It's just a test. It's just a test that you're going through. But as that test is laid in front of you, Miss Vicky, you already know the answers. You already know the answer. You know the way. You know the way. But the point of it is, are you going to use the way? Sometimes it takes being quiet. Sometimes it takes not even picking up the telephone. Sometimes it takes just walking away. And you may say, this may go on in my own home. Sometimes it takes just walking outside. Sometimes, even if you can't get away in the house, sometimes it takes just, let me go get in the shower. Sometimes it takes just humming to myself. TJ, listen, I know what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But look, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I ain't up for it. I mean, I got a short fuse anyway. I'm just not up for it. If they come with it, I'm with it. Just like you tell anybody else that, the devil hear it. He hear it. And that's the way he coming at you. When we pray to God and ask God, Lord, make me a better person. How you think God gonna make us a better person? He gonna work on our imperfections. He gonna work on our imperfections. As he work on our imperfections, he gonna test us. He gonna take us through our test, our semester test, our exit exams. Are you willing to pass your semester test, your finals, your exit exam? It's up to you. And I hate to tell you, I hate to tell you, nobody can take this test but you. Nobody can take it but you. Nobody can take your test but you. That's it. You got this. You got this. When you find yourself balled up in that situation, begin to pray to yourself. You may not be able to pray out loud. Pray to yourself. Jesus, help me, Lord. Jesus, help me, Lord. Our reaction is what the devil is trying to get, which is what people is trying to get. It's just a reaction from us. They're trying to get a response. Miss Vicky, if you turn towards your wall or your chair or wherever you're sitting and you say something to that wall or that chair or that floor, I guarantee you won't get a response. You can talk to it as much as you want, or you can argue at it. I guarantee you'll stop at some point because it's not responding. But let's be correct on this thing. While I'm not responding, I'm not thinking of how I can get back at you. I'm praying to myself. I'm praying to the good Lord. So I encourage you, Miss Vicky. I encourage you. The distractions, all of the distractions, all of the distractions, give them to God. TJ, it's easy to say give them to God. Okay. It goes back to that song that Norma said, try Jesus. He's all right. Try Jesus. He's all right. Try Jesus. He's all right. I done tried it, man. He's all right. He'll be your mother when your mother is gone. He'll be your mother when your mother is gone. He'll be your mother when your mother is gone. I done tried him, man. He's all right. I tell you, Miss Vicky, I encourage you, man. I promise you. Why that was laid on my heart, I don't know. You and Miss Louisiana Housewife, how, I don't know. Y'all pray for me, please. You would have to pray our way through. Pray our way through this thing. We have to pray for each other. We have to pray for each other. And I want you all to know it comes a price with what I'm doing right now. It comes a price with it. Not everybody's happy about it. Not everybody wants to hear it. It doesn't. And I'm aware of this. Not everybody agree with it, but I'm aware of that. That's fine. That's fine. But I would rather spend my time pouring my heart into someone to encourage them as well as myself than anything else. I would rather do that. I'd rather do that. I think making an impact in someone's life in a positive way means more than anything that you can do. Anything. Anything. And for those that's in this live, I appreciate you guys for being here. And you know what? I'm going to tell y'all something. And this is the honest God truth. You got to understand being someone that wants to pour into somebody else's spirit. I feel like this on a daily basis. I feel like this on a daily basis. And today, this morning rather, while at work, I was completely spiritually drained. I was completely spiritually drained. I was drained before I got on this live. See, you guys didn't know it. You guys didn't know it. I was spiritually drained. When you're going through something, sometimes it can drain you. But I had to turn to what I know best. And that's pouring into somebody else's spirit. It lifts me up just to know that I can help try to lift somebody else's spirit. That's what pulls me out the gutter. That's what builds my spirit up. That's what makes me feel like I've accomplished something. When I sit right here, when I sit right here, and for those that's watching, when I sit right here and can allow God to speak through me, that it can help somebody on a transparent level, on a transparent level. When that I am able to do, that's what uplifts my spirit because I was spiritually drained. Hey, Tyler, can you get me something to drink right quick? Tyler, get me something to drink right quick. Just give me some Kool-Aid right quick. I was spiritually drained, y'all. Um, and I am, I'll tell you this too. I ain't ashamed to say it. I don't know nothing about Miss Louisiana Housewife. I don't know nothing about Essence of Sonya besides the deep conversation we had. I know I don't know nothing about Miss Vicky. It was not me, y'all. It's not me. A lot of people don't understand how I am like this. And I'm not perfect. My imperfections continues to go every day. I'm not perfect by no means. I'm not perfect at all. I've made my mistakes in life. I've made my errors and still make them. Only thing you can do is just try to make things right. And y'all just don't know. Y'all sitting on that side of the camera. I get chills when I can sense, I can pretty much sense the spirit of God in the situation, in this whole thing. I then began to try to just, it's like you go trying to fight back tears. What are the tears for? I don't know. You don't know. I can't tell you. But it's like you can feel the presence of God. And you just want to just sometimes you just want to just cry it out. Because when you begin to think about You begin to think about things you've been through, things you're going through, but God is still keeping you. God is still saving you. God is still making a way for you, providing a way for you. When you really think deep into it, when you just sit there and just kind of contemplate and allow yourself to drift into that place with God and just be thankful. When you even think as deep as situations that you've been in that you could have been dead a long time ago. When you think that, when you realize that, when you see that, when I'm telling you, man, you know, I mean, I I mean, it's getting tougher and tougher to sit directly in front of y'all and hold back tears because I pour my heart out on these lives when we're talking like this. I don't come on here and I don't play with God or I don't play with the things that I say. I am really transparent, open, honest of my imperfections. And I try to allow people to see that if God can do it for me, he can do it for you. I I I love what I do. I love it. I love what I do. Um, and also, guys, it's something that I didn't know it was gonna get to this point though. I didn't know it was gonna get to this point. And I want everybody to know it's that I can assure you, um, I don't care if it was one person in this live. I feel like when God moved, he moved. And it don't even have to be 30, 40 people in here. When the spirit hit, when God moves, he moves. And no matter how many people in here, because it's meant for whoever it's meant for. And for whoever's in here, that's who it will be meant for. Oh boy. I'll tell y'all. I promise you. I promise you. Guys, I basically got in front of this live down, completely down. When I started talking, I was in the dumps when I first started this live. I was in the dumps. I'm not gonna lie. transparent with y'all, man. I was in the dumps. And um, I was sitting in the recliner. I told my wife, I'm gonna go live. Um, and I had to pull myself through this. I had to, and I encourage each of y'all to, man, when you're facing a situation and you're in the dumps, because we all go through it. I mean, like it or not, we're gonna go through it. Find that place that you can get with God. Even if you got a friend that you can just talk about the Lord and talk about something that can lift your spirit. Y'all, I don't take this for granted. Okay. I really don't. I don't. I don't take this for granted. Uh, I, 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 I'm like I said, I'm not perfect, but y'all listen, and everybody that's on here, listen to this. When you're striving to try to do right, it look like evil is on every hand. When you're striving to try to do right, to more and more you fight to try to do right, you're gonna come up under pressure. You're gonna come up under attack. Oh, um, there's so much I think about, man. There's so much I think about, and it's just, you know, I don't know, but guys. I hope everybody's enjoyed it. And I'll go live again. You guys make sure y'all connect with us also on uh, Embry Family Entertaining on Facebook. Embry Family Entertaining on Facebook. Go there and connect with us there. I think we got. I just set up a fan page today on there. Um, and so you got a lot of you have already connected with us on Instagram. So, but if you guys don't mind, just connect with us on Facebook as well. We'd love to have you there. And leave us a message over there. You can inbox us or whatever. Um, just shoot us an inbox and let us know, that you was there. So, um, sorry I don't give out gossip that a lot of people look for. Um, it is what it is. Um, I just, you know, I just pour my heart out to you guys. Pour your heart, my heart out to you. Oh man, have you ever just wanted to cry? I mean, you just want to. I mean, and it's just it just, you just, I am so overwhelmed right now with joy that my situation turned out, my situation turned out to help somebody else. Yeah, yeah. And sometimes that happens, y'all. Um, your situation a lot of times not for you. It's to allow you to go through it, but it's for somebody else. It's to it's to help, it's to help somebody else. That's all it is. It's just, you know, a lot of folks may not understand. It's just a lot of times it's overwhelmed with joy just to know that the Lord, you allow the Lord to use you, your situation to be a testament to, to help somebody else. Mm, so I just, let's see, just, I've been, just feeling like this all day, you know. But, it is what it is. So, but anyway, um, but like I said, I pray and hope, you know, like I said, if I can't make it, I'd rather help somebody else to know they can make it. How about that one? I'd rather put my effort towards somebody else that I know can make it. So, uh, but I'm gonna get off here. It's enough of that, man. Gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. God is good all the time. All the time. God is good. So it is what it is, guys. I appreciate y'all. I really and truly do. I really do. Thank y'all for being on here. And just hanging around, man. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Yeah, so much, man. So I'm just, you know, and I appreciate my wife for saying that she was trying to control it if she hadn't fell asleep. So thank you, Vicky. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Uh, okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. You guys be good. Take care. God bless you. Pray. Don't be too proud to pray because prayer changes things, man. I hope everyone has been blessed and you guys have a blessed evening. Till the next time, guys. I'm out.